everyone. Welcome to my channel. My name is Erin, and I'm going to do a little vlogging for you guys today. I'm actually in my car. I am on my way to get a CAT scan done. I was in a car accident a little over a month ago, and I've been having like residual pain, and I've had an MRI done, and they found some fluid in between two spots on my lumbar spine. So I'm going for a CAT scan today to see if there is potentially a fracture that is causing the fluid and swelling and my pain and all of that. So I didn't sleep really good last night at all. And I've been up since like 3:30, 4 o'clock this morning. So it's now like 8:20. So I've got to be at the hospital at 9 for my CAT scan, which is at 9:30. So I'm just in the car on my way, and I figured I would just vlog a little bit for you guys. So my channel is new. It's just something that I watched and followed a lot of other people, and, I started out kind of just doing Facebook Lives on my Facebook profile and all that, and that's just kind of ventured into, the whole YouTube thing. So I'm very thankful for those of you that have subscribed to me already. I've got a lot of big plans for my channel. I'm going to be doing... a lot of you are over here because of the weight loss stuff that I'm going to be uploading, which I'm going to take you on the rest of my journey. Oh, sorry, hold on, my phone kind of fell down here a little bit. Sorry, my selfie stick. I don't have a car thing here, so hold on, bear with me. There we go. Okay, we'll see if it stays. So I'm going to be bringing you guys along with me for the rest of my weight loss journey. So I'm about 3/4 of the way there. I've still got about another 30 to 40 pounds to go before I'm kind of exactly where I want to be. But I have lost around 82 pounds so far. So I started my journey like towards the end, like September time, last year. So majority of the bulk of the weight has come off in about 10 months. So, the past month and a half or so, it's only been, a couple pounds. So majority of the bulk of the weight came off in about 10 months of time. So I'm going to be talking a lot about that. I'm also going to be doing some clothing hauls for you guys. Now that I have lost majority of the weight, I actually enjoy shopping now, which I never did before. I liked shopping. I liked the idea of shopping, and I liked fashion and clothes, but I could never find anything that I thought was cute or like my style that I fit into. At least not without going to like a actual like plus size store. Like where I live, we just recently got a Torrid, and it's still, I have to drive like 35 almost 40 minutes to get to it. So other than that, like we didn't have any specific like plus size clothing stores around. So I've only recently, probably within the past like 3 months, actually found Torrid. And I did that actually. I heard about it through watching some of the other channels that I watch. And so, of course, I've been shopping there. And so, yes, I never found any clothes that would fit me that I really liked. And so it was always a struggle, because I always felt like with plus size clothing that it looked too old, or it just wasn't stylish. It just was like big and covered you up, and it just wasn't like my thing. And so now that I've lost a lot of the weight, I thoroughly enjoy shopping. Like, it's kind of become an addiction, and like, I just enjoy it so much because I can find things that fit me that, I like. And so anyways, you'll be seeing a lot of that. I've also started kind of switching career fields, and I've had a real interest in makeup artistry. So I am a unique presenter. So I do present unique products, and I'm a part of that. So that kind of started my interest in really learning how to do makeup and learning about products and stuff like that. And so that has kind of turned into, like, I practice on myself, I do my friends, my family, that kind of stuff. So just practicing, learning about products and, what type of products to use on different people. And so I really, really enjoy it. And I'm thinking about going to actually school for it. And I would like to become a freelance makeup artist would be my eventual goal. And that way I can kind of be my own boss, work my own hours, kind of do what I want to do, especially with my health issues kind of going on with my back and not knowing if I'm going to be able to continue my career, which I have right now, which I am a dog groomer. So I have been grooming dogs for many years. I've also been training dogs for many years, so I am an animal nut. Horses, dogs, were kind of like my main things. I've shown multiple animals. I grew up on a farm, so I am a country girl at heart, and grew up with horses and all kinds of animals and stuff like that. So that has been my passion for a really, really long time. And so I've been grooming dogs for a while, and I'm really good at it. And I enjoy it and really like it. But those of you who either are a groomer or know anything about grooming dogs and cats and things like that know that it is hard on your back. And it gives you carpal tunnel eventually. So I do suffer with a little bit of carpal tunnel. My hands do go numb occasionally if I'm doing a lot of scissoring work and things like that. And then now after my car accident with my back issues, I've been out of work for like a month because there's no way I can lift, 80-pound dogs and be bent over all day with the amount of pain that I'm in. I know it doesn't look like I'm in pain right now, but I'm pretty stoic. I got a pretty high pain tolerance, but there's just no way that I can do that right now. So I've been pursuing kind of or finding, an interest in other things. So I kind of have a backup plan, so to speak, or really kind of, I want to transition out of it anyways. It's not something that I want to do forever because it's just hard and it's long days and you really don't make the money that, I think you really should, especially working for a corporation. It's different if you have your own grooming salon and you groom out of your house and that kind of stuff. So you obviously make more money that way if you live in a good area, which I live out in the country, so I don't live in the prime area to have an at-home grooming business. So, and it's just, I think I'm just switching out of that at this point in my life. I am 32 years old. So a lot of people say that I look younger than that, and throughout my weight loss, it looks like I've, lost some years, as far as I look younger than 32, but I am a 32-year-old mother. I have a son named Nathan who will be 3 on September the 3rd. So he is the light of my life, and I'm sure you guys will be seeing him on my channel too. He is an amazing little guy. Perfect toddler, so not your traditional, screaming, terrible toddler stage. So he is really, really good. He's a blessing, so you will see him, I'm sure, on my channel as well. So, other than the fact that I live out in the country, I also have German Shepherds. That is my breed of choice when it comes to dogs. I have been breeding and raising and showing German Shepherds for almost 9 years now. So, well, yeah, 9-10 years almost. And so I enjoy that. I've got 5 German Shepherds right now. And I also have a Chinese Crested, so I know that's kind of an odd choice of dog to have too, but I fell in love with those little guys too, so I do have one of those at home. So our family is big when it comes to our fur babies, but I love them and wouldn't trade them for anything. And you will probably wind up seeing them on my channel too. So if you love animals or if you love German Shepherds, then definitely subscribe or watch my channel, because I'm sure you will see them in some of my vlogs that I'm going to do. So that's a little bit, kind of about me. And I'm sure I'll reiterate some of this stuff in other videos. So I do apologize if I, say the same thing a couple of times in different videos. So I'm just going to get used to all of this and learning how to vlog, I guess, and upload and do videos. And I want to do a cool introduction and things like that for you guys. So it is going to be a work in progress, so please be patient with me. I am not computer savvy, and I don't necessarily have all the equipment that, a lot of professional YouTubers have right now. So I'm going to do the best with what I got. So you'll just kind of have to hang with me for a little bit. But I did want to talk to you because majority of you guys wanted to know a little bit about my weight loss, which is why a lot of you have subscribed to my channel. And I'll just give you a little bit because I want to do a little bit more in-depth video on this. But I have been overweight majority of my life. Okay. I cannot remember a time, really remember when I was under 200 pounds, even when I was 16, 15, 14. I mean, if you look at pictures of me, and hopefully I'll be able to kind of figure out how to put stuff up in the screen and all that kind of stuff eventually. But if you look at pictures of me when I was 16, I was still, very overweight. It has been a struggle. I struggled with food a lot. I like to eat. I like carbs, and sweet things and chocolate and all of that stuff. Now, I was a fairly active, sorry, I'm going to fix my camera again. I was a fairly active, teenager, but I remember feeling like I was fat and overweight in 4th grade, okay? I remember feeling like I was the biggest kid in my class, and, I remember in 6th grade or 5th grade, I think it was, I had a crush on a guy at school, and I remember just feeling like the only reason that he, doesn't have a crush back on me is because I'm the fattest kid in my class. I remember it so vividly, thinking that at that early of an age that I was fat. And, that just led to, I felt that way all the time, even, as a teenager. Now, I rode horses a lot when I was a teenager. I got my first horse when I was 11. And so I rode horses, and I was active. I was an active farm girl, and I was strong. So it wasn't like I was just fat, kind of, but I was a bigger, stronger girl. I could lift 75-pound hay bales, throw them around, I was strong, but I was overweight. And so I remember, even as a teenager, I would order, weight, exercise videos. I have 8 or 9 exercise videotapes, because I would see something and I would be like, I'm going to try to do that, because I want to lose weight. And I would do something for maybe, I'm going to give myself credit and say 2 weeks, okay? Even though I'm sure it probably was not a whole 2 weeks. So, I tried different exercise videos, I tried dieting, which I think I just really never knew. I didn't know about food, okay? And I don't think I ever really counted calories, but, you know, I tried dieting or, you know, eating less and that kind of stuff. And I would do it for a little bit and then I would give up, basically, or go back to eating how, you know, I was eating before. I would eat really late at night. You know, I would occasionally binge. I wouldn't say I had a binge eating disorder, but I could eat a lot in one sitting. So, you know, I remember like on Thanksgiving dinners and stuff like that, I would have like 2 full, like huge plates of food and then eat dessert and then maybe go back and have some more biscuits or rolls or whatever it was. Like, I loved bread. Bread was my thing. Like, you know, butter and bread. And even now, I still love butter and bread. But, you know, I mean, I've struggled with my weight for so long, and it gave me really horrible self-esteem in my, you know, late 18, 19, probably from about 18 to about 25. Horrible self-esteem, which led to really bad decisions when it comes to guys and dating. And, you know, everybody always said that I was pretty or beautiful, you know, even at my heaviest, but, you know, I never believed it. You know, I couldn't believe it. You know, I would smile and say thank you, but on the inside, I felt like the most disgusting person in the entire world. I felt like a big fat blob that nobody would want unless I was a hoochie mama, if that makes sense. So I'm trying to be as, you know, clean saying about stuff as I can. But anyways, yeah, so that led to some very horrible decisions, you know, when it comes to like alcohol and things like that, because, you know, that made me braver and I felt like more fun and all of that kind of stuff. So, you know, I had really bad decisions during that period of time, and, you know, I'm lucky I never had any serious consequences for some of the stupid stuff that I did, but, you know, it just shows how horrible I felt on the inside about myself. Now, I'm not saying that no matter what size you are, you know, it's not about the size that you are, it's about how you feel on the inside. And even at my heaviest, I was still pretty, okay? So I'm not saying that I wasn't pretty, you know. I was a pretty girl, but I was overweight, and I got to the point where I felt trapped in my own body. So the fact that I felt trapped in my own body let me know that I was not where I should be, okay? So even though I say I have 30 to 40 more pounds to go to lose weight, you know, even if I didn't, I am happy with where I am now. I do not feel trapped in my body for the first time in, I'm just going to say, like 20-something years, you know? You know, I don't feel trapped. I don't feel like I can't do things or that people are staring at me or whatever. I mean, I remember at one point when I got my heaviest, which was 270 after I had my son, and I only really gained about 30 pounds, 25, 30 pounds during the pregnancy with him. So I was obese before I had my son. And I remember sitting down at a restaurant in a booth, and like literally my stomach was pressing into the table. Like I almost, like I could still fit in it, but I felt uncomfortable. I was like, something has got to change. Like I'm not gonna not fit into a booth. Like if I didn't want to do that. Like I didn't want to be there. I felt bad about myself. And, you know, because I was so overweight for my body type before I got pregnant, then when I did get pregnant, I had gestational diabetes and I was hypertensive. So my blood sugar was all over the place and my blood pressure was all over the place. So I had to give myself insulin injections multiple times a day, check my blood sugar 7 times a day. Like my pregnancy was not fun. Like, I didn't enjoy any of it, honestly. And, you know, I knew after I had him that I should lose weight because I had gotten huge. I mean, I was almost 300 pounds, and I'm 5'8.5". So, you know, being 5'8.5", you know, and weighing almost 300 pounds, I was not healthy. I couldn't run. I got out of breath walking. I struggled a lot to when I couldn't breathe when I bend down to tie my shoes. I could still bend down to tie my shoes, but my gut, because I carry majority of my weight, I mean, in my stomach, in my face, my arms. I mean, my legs weren't huge, but my stomach was always my problem area. Like, I hated my stomach with a passion. Like, if I could have cut it off, I would have cut it off myself. Like, that's how much I hated the way I looked. And so, you know, that kind of, all of those feelings about, you know, how I felt about myself, that brought me to the point where I was like, last year I was like, I have to do something. Like, I had lost probably about the 20 pounds I think I gained with Nathan after I had him, but I didn't lose any weight. I was still morbidly obese. So I had a BMI of, I think, 36 to 38 or something like that. I mean, so I had a high BMI, you know. And so I just remember being like, if I don't do this now, you know, in my 30s, I'm never going to do it. Like, I will just continue to be overweight and obese the rest of my life. And I just came to the decision that, like, I just had to do it, you know? Like, I just had to do it. If I didn't do it now, I was never going to do it. And the determination that came over me to do this was something that I never felt ever in my entire life. And I researched, you know, how to start losing weight. I mean, I watched a lot of videos on stuff. I learned about food. I just kind of... and it started with not eating out. Okay, guys. I quit eating out almost completely. I mean, you know, other than maybe occasionally. I quit eating out. I quit drinking pop. Okay? I have not drank pop in, well, regular pop. I do occasionally have some diet drinks or like a Sprite Zero if I need kind of a little bit of a sugary type of taste fix. But it's 0 calorie stuff, and I know the 0 calorie drinks technically aren't any better for you than the regular pop, but I went to a more counting calorie kind of basis with everything, so I quit drinking regular pop. I haven't had a regular pop in a year. And so I quit drinking pop. I quit eating out. I cut out a good majority of sugar from my diet. Okay. And I also kind of went to doing low carbs. I wouldn't say it was borderline keto is basically what it was. It wasn't totally 100% keto because I was still eating carbs, but I went very low carb, almost what I would consider keto. Up my protein and my fat. And I like meats. I like, you know, cheeses, all of that kind of stuff. Sorry, guys, the sun is in my eyes now. So I kind of went that route with my diet. I went like low carb, more towards keto. I started counting calories. So I got an app, started putting my food in, learning how many calories were in things. And it would help me make better choices. And I held myself accountable. And, you know, very quickly from not eating out and drinking water, no juices, no sweet tea, no pop, no anything like that. I cut all of that out. Even like milk, I don't drink milk right now. I mean, I may occasionally like put some milk if I'm making scrambled eggs, put a little bit in there, but I don't drink milk. I don't eat cereal no more. I used to eat cereal in the morning for breakfast. Now, I could very easily, okay, you know the cereal, the Oreo cereal? That was like one of my favorites. And I legitimately could eat 2 full bowls, like full bowls of cereal with milk in the morning. And so I would already have eaten majority of the calories really that I would be allowed in a day in the morning for breakfast. Okay. And so I cut that out, you know, and I will go into a more in-depth video on all of this stuff, on exactly like what I was eating, was I exercising, and yes, I was exercising, but not really like super 100% regular for the whole time. Okay. I had a period where I was exercising pretty regularly. I would say at least like 3 times a week, 4 times a week. But you know, that wasn't consistent throughout my entire weight loss process. So I'll be going more in depth with you guys on that. Let me try to switch the angle here for you guys now that I'm parked. So, try to see if I can get a little bit better of a lighting. I don't know. Maybe that'll work better. I'll just hold you here right now, okay? So that wasn't regular throughout my process, this whole journey that I've been on. So, you know, and I will go more in depth on everything with you guys in another video. But yeah, so I've lost over 80 pounds and I feel amazing, you know. Am I 100% happy with my body? No, but I'm my worst critic. So, you know, the people that know and, you know, love me and support me, you know, they comment on how great I look, but, you know, I, of course, am my own worst critic, and, you know, I know my problem areas and things like that. So, I'm going to continue to work on it. So, and my hair is a mess. Sorry. I just pulled up into the hospital, so I'm getting ready to go in to sign in to get, my CAT scan done. So, I'm not going to